which means while there will be some guessing within the first few rounds, overall you'll be able to start whittling things out and be like, alright, so the aggro stage is gone. So, or the aggressive stages are gone, so now I can go hard into the defensive loadout and not get punished by sparring ring.
Exactly. Alright, starting off, we have Era going with Min Min, with Chakram Popper, and Frosty going with his famous default Kid Cobra, Hydra on the left, Coolerang on the right, never anything but. Both players trying to build up Rush, Frosty with the health advantage right now, and both players are going to get rushed right about the same time. And now Era at health advantage, looking to play a more defensive game, whereas Frosty looks to be trying to go more on the offensive.
I think what Frosty's trying to do here is to either try to force Era's rush out in a way that he can evade it safely, or he's just looking to straight up smother her out, which is a fairly decent strategy against Min Min because of the fact that if Min Min has like the space to breach, she gets the Dragon Arm charged up. That is the worst thing for Frosty to have to contend with right now, because that's a Dragon Arm Ram. That thing is huge, and it's so easy to catch him off guard with that.
And there comes the Dragon Arm right now with that knockdown. Frosty going to pop the rush and going to land the confirm. Not taking any chances there. He was one hit away.
Era was confident that she was going to be able to take the round without the rush. That does mean that she's going into this one with rush advantage, but Frosty's going to be walking away with the first point and initial first blood.
Nice deflect there with the kick. Frosty still yet to get hit. Era already at 3/4, but has that rush, and it's still anyone's game. Finally landing a hit with that charge toaster. Going for the rush. Nice evade, but it is not going to work, and she's going to land a solid 120. Those arms looking pretty weak right now, but that throw is going to give him some time to let them recover. Era trying to play a more aggressive game right now, gets the disarm.
I'm pretty sure she was looking to try to close things out before Frosty got this rush. Alas, he does have it ready, and you can see she's immediately slowed down. Tried to get her rush ready. Probably going to throw it out. Yeah, that's a clean connection. And we'll get the KO.
KO. Which leaves them at 1-1.
Frosty will have the advantage, though. Having that rush ready can give him a lot of control and lead a great opening for him as well, with Era having to try to outbox and contend these two arms. This is not the best place for her to be, and she is doing her best to keep him away. Nice trade will give her a little bit more breathing room, and that Ram is going to help keep things going.
Frosty going for the rush. Era going to get clipped in the side, but it's not going to do much, and that is a safe block.
That's Era now with really bad for Frosty too, because now Era has that rush. She's got the Dragon Arm set up too. Might be just planning on holding onto the rush just as an option to generate rush, because she just has a lot of control in this position. Looks like she's going straight in for the damage. 310 will definitely help her out a lot, as she only needs to get 260 more damage to take Frosty out and claim that first point.
Frosty getting in that charge Coolerang hit, going to leave Era frozen. And he is about to have rush ready on his own, and all it's going to take is one connection with that Hydra, and that's just going to lead in. But he even going to need to use it, looking to make its way in, but gets grabbed and called out for it. Era about to have a rush of her own. Has it now on deck. Frosty's not going to take any chances, but that's going to be a safe shield on Era's part. Goes for the sidestep, but gets called out for it with that Ram, giving Era the first point in this first attempt.
Really nice plays from both players there. But yeah, Frosty he had the rush for a lot of time, but he just wasn't confident in finding an opportunity to be able to swing it out. And unfortunately for him, gave Era lots of time to get her own ready. And even though he almost slipped by, she just fixed up her aim, threw it out again, and was able to get the KO as a result. Alright, I've finished eating. So, we've got sparring ring closed down. Frosty taking a moment, checking out his options, trying to calculate what he's looking for here.
And he's going to opt for Buster Beat.
Oh no,
Oh wait,
we've got
this
4
is
random
random.
stages
This is
left.
random.
Yeah.
You're right. I forgot this wasn't striking. My mistake.
That said, I could see this being a pretty solid stage for Frosty. He just has to get Aaron locked down into that hot pocket, and then as long as he's safely and smartly poking, she won't really have much room to do much, and he'll be able just to play her out.
Yeah, I've played Frosty quite a few times, and this tends to be one of his better stages. As soon as you get into that hot pocket, he can just lay on that pressure, and if he has a rush, that's almost a guaranteed connect unless you're able to block it, because that Hydra comes out so fast.
Yeah, it comes out with a lot of threats. That said, he ended up giving space for Era to be able to get the high ground. She's going to be able to get a clean rush here. That does give Frosty his rush, but it's all about trying to find a way to get in and utilize it now, as Era's going to try to push him back. Nice grab there. An excellent bait for Frosty. Era quickly responded. And again, this gives Era more room, more space. This rush could kill if it was a perfect one, but we're not seeing a perfect rush here. So she is just barely going to make by, but one more charge coolering will catch her ascend. And Frosty going to be taking this round.
Era switching out that toaster for a popper, looking to get in those hits.
Popper's a really good pick to have as her non-dragon arm as well, because now she can kind of not worry about charging it. While that knockback is really nice, keeping it uncharged means she's going to have a much easier time boxing that Hydra. And when it is charged, it's such a solid spread shot that it's catching a couple of Frosty's jumps as well, which means that that Ram Ram's just going to have an even easier time just making work of itself.
Yeah, I definitely think this was a good call of judgment from her point. Alright, both players well, Era already was rushed. Frosty just building up one of his own. So Era does have the health advantage, but not by a terrible amount. Looks like Era's trying to play a more defensive game, backing herself up into the hot pocket herself, but quickly getting out of there, realizing that Frosty's making his way over to her.
Nice turn of the tides, trying to just keep this pressure going. Out comes this rush, and it's going to be a good connection, but not the full hit. And she's going to pause in hesitation, giving Frosty his chance to turn things around. He's looking to get this KO. He's looking to burn through her health as fast as he can. But she's going to get the first hit, and now he's just looking for one more. And it's going to be
and that uncharged popper.
You always think that Cobra has an advantage on Min? If Min doesn't have the right arms to respond to Kid Cobra's movement, yes. If Min is equipped with the right arms, like Chakram or Ram Ram in this case, I'd probably say it's more in Min's favor. Nice opening from Era. We'll give her that light health lead. She's also got that rush generated, delaying things just long enough. And compliments to that Ram Ram if she is in a position where if she just waits things out, tries to force Frosty to throw the rush out while she's got that Ram Ram ready, she will very easily just box him down. And that is exactly what we're seeing here as she calls him out on his rush moment, punishes him cleanly, and now holding a very confident advantage as a result.
Looks like she's trying to go in for those uncharged popper pokes, since Kid Cobra's arm girth is so big, it's so easy to disarm him. And right now, Frosty, yeah.
It also means that she's having an easier time boxing out that charge, or that Hydra, which just makes it easier for her to survive, and a lot harder for Frosty to get those KOs.
Indeed. And Frosty sticks to his guns, which I respect, but that means that Era can play around those arms with anything she picks. So bringing out that popper was a really good call.
Indeed. And she's kind of equipped to counter this out pretty well. As, yeah, Ram, Toaster, and Popper are all good arms, especially against the default Kid Cobra, and they're also all arms that she's more experienced with. I would probably say the Chakram would help her out even more, but Ram's a solid arm, and it's going to allow her to just keep pushing Frosty back, and unless Beba blesses Frosty with some good stage choices, I don't really see this going out in his favor, as Era just has too many great options to really pressure him out if she's just keeping calm and staying focused on neutral. Like, she doesn't even need to play advantage. He's got to take care of something really quick. Aight. Yeah, as long as she's just focused on neutral, she'll probably be really advantaged and under control here. It's more the generally, when she starts handling neutral worse, is when Frosty will be able to get a lot more of his opportunities. Mario, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself? I know you've been streaming all day.
Oh, it was fun. I mean, I complained a lot at the start, but then the arms became fun. And then I complained for most of the part of the Smash, but the Smash was fun. And then I was a complete monster when Among Us was happening. Who's he? Nibbles. Is Era. I don't... You know, Nibbles. Nibbles the Scorpid. He walks on the ground and he nibbles on your toes. He's a precious little bean. Nibbles is a friend. We all appreciate and love Nibbles. Era. Turn back on Spider-Man. Oh!
Oh!
Okay. So it's... Okay, I see how you're going at it. So I'll have to be rotating. I thought you wanted all of them cleared out, then they'd all be turned back on. So you're just looking for not double... You're looking for things to not be repeated. No, you're good. Yeah, just the no double clause. Yeah, it was very entertaining when I was an imposter. I shouldn't have got away with any of that stuff.
Alright, we're off to Mausoleum. Both players sticking with their arm choices.
I was just surrounded by bodies, and nobody would do anything. So I just added more bodies to the pile and won.
No one called you out?
I'll show you the clip. But anyways, we do have this going on right now. Era sticking with her loadout. Frosty keeping this Hydra Burchuck rolling. There you go, I DM'd it to you.
I'll have to look at that afterwards.
So bad!
Ronnie, no, this is a first to 10, not a best of 3.
Yeah, so we've got, if Era was to do a clean run, she would still need to take Frosty out 8 more times to be claimed the victor. And I know Frosty's not really planning on letting that happen. He's going to be doing his darndest. We do have a rush ready. Magic Pixel. Out comes the rush. Era's going to get caught out by it. And Frosty claims a point. A round.
Era starting off with rush advantage, immediately going to go for it. And that Ram going to catch him out, getting a solid 250.
That's going to be a good opening. Frosty does get some nice damage. He's going to be able to get the knockdown. which means that that Dragon Arm will be lost, and without Rush ready, she has to find a way in the neutral exchanges to really claim it back. Frosty managing to get some really nice plays. He sees his chance. This will be able to kill, and yeah, he's not giving up. He's not going to go down without a fight of his own. The score goes to 2-1. It's a quick clip. You can look at it now. It's basically what happened the 2 times that one is an imposter.
I'm watching it.
I'm just like grinning ear to ear. Like, so at the end of both cases, somebody suggested that it might be me. And then overall, I think, yeah, and at the last few seconds, I just pulled off the mask and I started threatening everybody that was there. Like, I wasn't even trying to hide the fact that I wasn't the killer, or I was.
You're just standing there next to the body.
But then after, like, the meeting results in a tie, and then everybody kind of just wanders away. So I just start chasing everyone, and I force a situation where there's like, they're
and
just
then
kind of
walks.
just screwed, and I kill him.
They just walk up, and then you just kill them. Victory.
That's how both of them happened. It was hilarious. Alright.
There's someone in the chat. How did you win that?
I don't know.
Alright.
Let's see. So we've got a pretty solid round coming in for Era as we are heading back to Buster Beach, coming back to this pressure and stage in. At least what we saw before, Frosty does have a couple of plans, but he puts himself into that hot pocket a lot, and it makes it really easy for Era just to punish. That's going to be a safe dodge. He's just going to choose to go for the block. Era already had the Dragon Arm, so she didn't really need to set it up. At this point, she's just looking to keep Frosty away, make sure she doesn't leave herself open for that Hydra to catch her off guard, and secure a KO. Frosty definitely, I feel like he's not doing too great of a job of corner pressuring either. Like, he's kind of just tailing around wherever Era's going and just staying a few steps behind, which means that she's having a pretty easy time circling around the stage. And
it looks like he's having, yeah.
Oh,
it looks like he's having a hard time getting in, but no, that freeze into grab going to put Era into near critical. But
She's
Era
just
going
gonna
to go
take
for
the
that
points.
rush. Just gonna take it. No.
Take care, Ronnie.
And that's going to let Frosty start off with rush advantage.
The question is, will he be able to utilize it? As we currently are seeing, Era's already got that Dragon Arm start up, and she's just looking to try to utilize it to pressure Frosty. Just keep this damage rolling. Again, doing a solid job of keeping distance, but at that moment he finally secures a chance to get in. He's going to be able to get a nice 365 as well. This is
with the 20.
Nice catch with that grab. Era just hesitating in that chance.
Frosty looking to get a little more comfortable and starting to adapt to some of this pressure with the uncharged popper poke and that Dragon Arm Ram.
A nice
Era
catch with that
critical.
Rain. Definitely a wise call from Era just to not blindly pop rush there. It's pretty clear she's holding on to it unless she's confident she can turn things around here, because she is just getting hit and chewed down. Frosty's still trying to just bait that rush away, get rid of it from her arsenal. He will not be able to, but he does claim a point.
Going into round 3, both players starting off with rush. Era going to switch up that Ram for a toaster on Dragon Arm. That large fire hitbox. Going to make it harder for Frosty to get in. It doesn't have that curving, but it is seeming to do some pretty serious work so far. 3 hits in a row, leaving Era with health advantage. 4 hits. Frosty opting for the rush. That is going to be a safe block from Era. And she still has rush ready to go.
Indeed, yeah, this round is looking very much more in her favor. She does get knocked down. That is going to be a nice opening for Frosty to stay alive. Nice setup for a punish as she just tunnels into those punches. And we do get a KO. Era deepening that lead back in 3-1. Oof. Yeah, Era claiming that point. She is now holding on to a 3-1 advantage, looking for 7 more wins. We still have a long hill to climb for either player, regardless of who is going to be taking it. It is going to be quite the journey. We might see a lot of character growth in the process. Mario, what kind of character growth do you hope happens here? Like, do they realize that friendship was inside of them all along? Is it that one of them realizes that?
I don't know. Frosty's looking a little sus.
Yeah, he's looking a little sus right now.
Era going to switch over to her twin tail, looking for a different way to go about this with that boomerang and Hydra.
It means she's also pretty much playing his loadout, just that Coolerang instead. It is a win-confirmed boomerang. So pretty similar equipment, but with Twin Tail, it is a very different playstyle as she gets to slow things down, take her time to see what is coming around, and get set up with some nice punish and counter pressure. There's the freeze. A nice grab coming in for Frosty will help keep things about even. He's just about ready with his own rush, and he's going to be able to stay out of harm's way. Era could not find other shots.
Gets clipped at the very beginning, but nothing else catches after that. Great movement there. Frosty with rush ready to go in critical. Looking to pressure Era in, and it's going to be able to land it, but it's not going to be enough for a KO. But that's a solid 360 plus the 20.
Ooh, just barely getting away with that exchange. And she's not getting away with that one, though.
But that Coolerang just going to hit right before.
Both players sticking with their primary tools. Both arms trade, and that boomerang launches Frosty in the air as he freezes Era. Both kind of locked into a stalemate as they stare each other down. Oh, Era gonna try to contend, but Frosty was more than set up to play that game with her whipping her entire attack and still needing time to retract. An excellent bait means that this sparring ring round is very much in Frosty's pockets as he only needs one more hit to balance things out and stay just one step behind Era. By the way, Mario, how are you feeling after placing 3rd place in that last tournament that you were in? What was it, Temple Tantrum? Yeah.
It was Temple Tantrum, yeah. It was pretty cool. I wish I could have gotten that upset on Chico since all of our games were pretty close, but I'm happy with how I performed.
You did so good. Despite my being like, yeah, no, that was a mistake. Oh, that was not a good decision. You did, like... My whining aside, you did impeccably. Oh, we need to turn off sparring ring. I don't like this system. It's it's hard to pay attention to. It's not hard to pay attention to, but it's easier just to keep an eye on the whispers to say what stage. It's also just like if they were all just turning off and then I turned them all on again, that would also be. I don't like this way specifically. It's confusing me.
Alright, Era switching back to Min Min, which is probably a good call because she was doing pretty well with Min Min to begin with.
She does have
But it's going to bring out a change of arms. Going
yeah.
for a double ice setup. But no, going to have Parasol, Coolerang.
Parasol going to be on the non-dragon arm. Doesn't really need to be on the left-hand side anyways, as it's still more than big enough to be parrying down that Hydra regardless.
Era looking to get in those ice chains of her own, going to get a disarm, but Frosty quickly going to recover.
I like this setup because it's well designed to kind of straight up outdo what Frosty has with his loadout. When she's got that Dragon Arm, the Parasol is a great counter to the Hydra, and then the Dragon Arm Coolerang will just out-contend the standard Coolerang. But in any other case though, Frosty kind of has the advantage and he's got a lot more control. So it's all about finding that advantage and keeping it, making some safe plays in the process. Both players are going to trade. Neither one wants to make any risky play there.
And that center floor broken open is going to change the tide quite significantly, probably. It always tends to do that when it's open, since they're just going to have to work their way around it now.
Yeah, it's going to either be a risky jump on top, or it's going to be a slow climb around the ring. That is a huge whiff of a play, and Frosty going to be jumping right onto that. He gets the KO, and that's going to be a round point for him.
Era switching out that Parasol for a Chilla, going for the double ice deck, immediately going to get a freeze off the bat, countering that grab. Looking to go in for the chain, but he's going to get blocked out. Era getting frozen herself.
I'm noticing that Frosty's definitely a lot more comfortable with ice chains. He's not necessarily getting chains himself, but he's been able to get so much more damage off of freezing his opponent, where whenever Era's secured some kind of grab or setup, she's just not really been able to make too much of it. Especially since Frosty usually is in the air, so she gets these freezes, and it might as well just be a toaster that's knocking him down.
Frosty with Rush ready to go, looking to get those Hydra hits in, knock Era down, get rid of that Coolerang Dragon Arm.
Oh, a nice lineup of the shot, though. We'll give her the round. At this long range, that Chilla definitely doing its job far better than that Parasol could have. With a nice choice snipe catching him on that landing. Both players now ready with the rush. We're likely going to see one of the two diving into that center ring to start off this aggression. And it looks like it's going to be Frosty trying to go in for the chase first. Definitely tried to find his way in, looking to close this gap. He's going to leave himself nice and open to a good 260 rush. Era going to try to recreate a little bit of space, but she's also to dodge some of these attacks dashing in, which means that Frosty is closing in on distance, and he's going to be able to start getting some pressure because of that.
And he's going to let that rush go. The Coolerang rush going to hit, but going to knock her out of it. Nice grab.
Frosty's been on point with the grabs. He knows when Era's feeling anxious and worried, and he's just catching them with these really good grabs, getting some really good damage, and just keeping very important tempo in his favor.
Era about to have Rush on deck. One hit away from a KO though.
And Frosty's just about ready for a rush of his own. If he just sees a chance and Era is not prepared to respond, he will easily take her down. She's trying to find her way in. She gets the freeze. She's playing at too long of a range to really be able to capitalize on these ice arms, though. Like, they're just not well suited for her playstyle, because she's just... Her grabs are way too slow because they're too far away. I'm pretty sure that one was even just not in range. And then just on top of that, Frosty is constantly in the air. So she's pretty much just losing damage whenever she gets an ice, even if it's charged to connect, because he just lands regardless and she's not able to keep that chain rolling. We do see that the score has tied up now, with Era and Frosty both at 3 apiece. Curious to see what Era's got cooking this time around. It definitely looks like she's trying to experiment with a bunch of different loadout and play styles. She was able to get the lead with her primary toolkit. This one's a little bit more on her line as well, though, so I could see this being more in her favor as long as she can keep her pace and tempo and just keep that pressure going.
And she's going to be putting that Phoenix on Dragon Arm with the Hydra, which is the loadout I usually see her using most, at least when we fight. When that Dragon Arm Phoenix is charged, it is such a large hitbox, and it is really hard to avoid. And the rush from Bird Arms are really good if they connect.
Oh god, yeah. It's a really clean follow-up and just opens up nice chains of damage. She is going to lose that Dragon Arm pretty quickly and is trying to just find some ground to charge it back up. Frosty managing to keep pressure in his favor, though. Gets that rush ready, and he's going to get a freeze. This is going to be a grab. He's not actually going to go for the grab there.
He's going to hesitate.
Just waiting to see what Era does, and she's got a rush now because of that. Keeping this pressure, trying to get her backed up. He's got the health lead still, but ever so slightly, and it will only take a single Phoenix to change the tides back in Era's favor.
Era looking to play around this pillar, getting those Phoenix hits in, using the environment to her advantage. But Frosty able to get some hits in of his own. He's going to go for the rush. The Hydra is going to clip, but it is going to be a safe block, and that pillar taking most of the damage there. And Era is going to be following it up with a clean confirm, 320. That's the KO.
Era going to be able to claim that first point.
Nice charged Hydra right off the bat, going to call out Frosty's jump. But those uncharged hits from Frosty, and going to get a Coolerang into knockdown. Era at a health disadvantage right now. Shield looking pretty weak. Having some damage on that left arm, but going to be able to have it recovered. Frosty getting called out by those Hydra hits. These double firearms getting lots of knockdowns, and Era able to bring it back. And right as I said that, Frosty back into health advantage. Both players now have Rush ready to go. Era in critical. Frosty, if he lands his Rush, this will be a round in his name. Era still has to do a little bit more chipping away. Going to get that grab, throwing him into critical, so both players need to land this Rush now. Frosty's just going to go straight for it, looking to get it, but it is going to be a safe block. Era looking to try to save it. Though it might be better if she can corner him and just get it over with.
There's her chance. That is going to be a whiff. Frosty goes for the punish. Now both players one hit away, and it's going to be the Hydra piercing his hide. Era will be able to keep the lead, keep this advantage rolling, as the score is now 4-3. There. Sorry, I blanked out. I'm tired. How are things going? Well, it looks like, yeah, Era's all set. She's just going to keep herself going, diving straight back in. Frosty taking a moment, looking at a couple of things, maybe getting a breather. And we're going to be heading straight back into Mausoleum. Oh.
Era sticking with her setup from last round. Probably a good call.
I can definitely see it working out. That said, I feel like it benefits more from that spacious range And without the pillars, without all that elevation change, might be a little bit easier for Frosty to sneak in.
Era has Rush ready to go. Frosty not far behind, getting in that charge Coolerang hit, going for a follow-up, but it is going to be blocked.
Nice disarm and catch with the Phoenix, allowing her to just keep this pressure going, and that Phoenix really just carrying things well away. She doesn't have too strong of a health lead, but it's definitely helping her out and just having some breathing room, because she can just focus on that defensive play, doesn't need to make anything too aggressive or risky. Nice catch with that grab. Will allow her to just create even more space. Yeah, she's definitely looking a lot more confident and comfortable coming in with this.
Frosty going for a grab is going to get called out for it.
Yeah, no, that was a clean call out. Like, she even just like, she stood there, she's just like, you're gonna grab me. He throws out the grab, she takes a step to the side, grabs him, she's like, nah, you aren't. This round gonna start out pretty well for Frosty. Gets that freeze, he's getting a little bit of damage. Eric just trying to find some room to get that Dragon Arm charged up. Despite the fact that that center platform is open, he is playing much more aggressively, but he's gonna be diving straight into a well-aimed grab. Eric gets an excellent punish. Gets that Dragon Arm right back and ready. One of the risks of playing so close range is it's really easy for your opponent just to recognize what's going on, and if they make a good call, you will not have any time to react to it.
Frosty landing that rush for a solid 345 plus the 20 on the end, going for that grab, and going to secure quite a commanding round 2. He went into that round a lot more aggressive, not giving her much room to breathe or get that Dragon Armor, which just didn't do Era any favors. But it is going to let Era start out with rush advantage going into the final round.
And she's going to be able to get a Phoenix to start off, which means that it's going to take just that little bit longer for Frosty to be able to get his rush ready in response. And she's just confidently bouncing off this trampoline, looking for this chance. She gets 320 damage and just giving herself more and more control.
Frosty going for that grab, but it's going to get deflected by that kick.
He does get a freeze though, he's looking to try to keep things going. He's starting to block a lot more of these attacks, which is working out a lot better. He's going for a lot less grabs though, which I feel like is the problem, is he's going in for plays that are a lot easier for Era to be able to punish. Because she's been playing with the mindset that if he freezes, she's just gonna block. And he's just started to grab less, and it's letting her run away with points and advantage. Alright, so Mausoleum off, Temple Grounds on. Waiting for Frosty to come back in. I'm sure he's got a couple of the other things he's keeping an eye on. I know, just looking at the bi-weekly here. Oh! Right. Yes.
Alright, going to Buster Beach. No changes from either player. Era immediately in that hot pocket, trying to get out. Frosty trying to lay on that pressure. She is going to be able to maneuver her way out of it. But Frosty getting these uncharged hits, just knocking her down, not letting her get a chance to get that charged Dragon Arm Phoenix. And right as I say that, she is able to get it. And Frosty going for these pokes, but it is not really tending to do a lot right now.
Nice freeze. He's gonna try to close in the distance. Era thinks she sees a punish chance, but that was a bait. She's going to end up whipping as he cleanly dives right out of the way. Starts finding himself a good swing of tempo. Out comes this rush. She is going to be able to block this one. Just a bunch of chip hits. Now Era trying to force back some space, some breathing room to be able to turn this round back in her favor, back in her contention and control. We get another freeze. No rush yet, so she can't pop that button, but now it's prepared. She sees her chance, but a trade will commence instead. And Frosty knocks her into critical states. 8 seconds left on the clock. Will be a KO with Frosty holding on to 50%.
Era switching her loadout, opting to put Hydra on Dragon Arm, and then switching out that Hydra on the right arm for a toaster. But Frosty starting off with rush advantage, going to go immediately for it, but is going to whiff. And that Dragon Arm Hydra just gives... It covers so much vertical range, and it is hard to get past. And it really is good at calling out jumps, especially. And that is exactly what she is doing. Frosty in critical. Era with a significant health advantage at the moment. Still possible to bring it back. Both players with rush ready to go. Frosty on Magic Pixel. He has to make a move now. Era locked into this hot pocket. He has got to play an aggressive game. He still does have a chance, and he goes for it, and he gets the KO. An amazing comeback.
Nice turn around here. Be able to keep himself in contention and things sticking close. Score is now 5-4. You got to relax. Yes, you did, Era. Oh, hang on. This is a no-chill zone, unless you're me, in which case it's less chill and more just blanking out. Alright, heading into this next round, we're going to be darn it, GS Prius, RM Prius.
RM Prius.
The new vehicle, the RM Prius.
Yes. Alright. Frosty with a pretty commanding lead right now. He also has Rush ready to go. Era still has a little bit to build up, but is able to get that Charged Dragon Arm with the Phoenix. But gets called out and knocked down. This round is going really fast. I'm trying to keep up.
Yeah, this is a quick burn through of Era's health. Frosty just keeping up his tempo. Out comes this rush, but again, another punish. Era worried she might be a little too laxed, and definitely looking the case, because Frosty is definitely just continuing to warm up more and more. She's just not prepared to keep up with things.
And it's going to get called out. She did not have much room to do anything there. I could tell that she was getting a bit stressed.
Indeed. I think she came into this just a little confident, and then started to, like, she was warming up, she was figuring things out, and then she started to chill out. She was playing the hair. She got that lead. She took a little nap, and Frosty is like, "You don't take a nap on me, I'll stomp you down." And now Frosty is coming in with a vengeance as he's cornering her down. She's starting to feel a lot of pressure here as he is quickly setting himself up to balance his score out yet again.
And getting a solid 375 on that rush.
Oh!
And landing the grab.
He's calling her out.
But finally, Era gets hit in with that uncharged Hydra. Not gonna let herself get perfected today.
I mean, a perfect is unfortunate, but there's still such a huge health difference. I'd be more concerned about the fact that she's trying to bait him into doing something. He's just like, I have so much control here, I literally don't have to press a button. He will press that button though. She gets some damage with the rush. Now she's going to be a little more aggressive, try to just fish for something else, generate that rush again. I feel like he would actually have been better off just waiting things through, but we do get to see one more final Hydra hit. And the score is balanced out 5-5. Frosty keeping himself strong, staying focused, and keeping on task. Era might be getting pushed back on her heels. She has to find some ground, find her space again, to be able to start pushing back if she wants a shot at being able to take this bracket, or take this first to 10, this duel. Mario, you should have played Among Us with me. It would have been fun.
I know, I've been busy today.
Dang it.
If you ever do it again, I'd really like to hop in.
I'll probably do it again. It will never be as well as this one has gone for me. Especially now that I had such a mess of 2 rounds. That's like, I will never have another imposter run. I might have one imposter run that works out, but for the most part, it's just going to be like, oh, Malik is awful as an imposter.
Hey, that's what they say about me.
I mean, no, I literally am. You saw the clip. Like, it was, like, everybody was confused with how I was doing well. Even I was confused.
Alright, getting into round 2, Era going to switch out.
This is round 11.
Wow, I am... okay, I was talking! Round 2!
Oh
round
yeah,
2,
you're
yes.
right, it's round 2! This... 1 plus 1
okay.
is 2. Frosty finds a little bit of ground, takes away that Dragon Arm. He's gonna get another freeze. She sees her chance. She's just gonna go for the kill here. Does not get the full knockout, but a single trade is all, or single hit is all she's looking for. She's gonna be able to get it.
That Ram, especially on Dragon Arm, doing a lot of work for her.
I'm also in a Ninjala Discord, and I went to hug a drone, and then somebody came in with a hammer to attack the drone, and now he's being hunted down with a knife or something, and he came back with a gun. I don't know what's happening. Frosty gonna be holding on to this round. He's got that rush, and he's gonna start with the pressure as well. Era just feeling real tension as Frosty keeping this chase going. She does finally push him back with that rush, or with that grab. He's going to try to bait something out, looking for a chance to throw the rush. Nice catches on both of those dashes, though. We'll give her a little bit more room. A choice toaster. She's got a KO chance with this rush. She's just looking for the opportunity. That could have just been a rush KO, but a grab will allow her to hold onto that ground.
She is looking to save this rush for the next round.
She doesn't need to.
Well,
She
if there
can
is a next
KO right
round.
here.
Yeah.
There she goes.
And then she's just gonna opt for it.
Out comes the rush. Another point for Era. 6-5 is the score. Frosty staying just a hair's breadth away from catching up to her, as he has been this whole point, and he's been doing his best to try to get that lead, and Era just desperately clinging onto it for her life. Era stepping back in. Frosty taking a moment. Yeah, you gotta respect him. It's Frosty. Dude knows what he's doing. Heckhound. That is your feeling right now. I think that's appropriate.
Heckhound.
Nice grab. Era will be able to set up some tempo with that. A little bit more room. She's got that dragon arm. She's also playing a little bit more aggressively. It still looks like she's leaning a little more on defensive zoning play. Just doesn't want to get caught out. She's got really good, just overwhelming arms just to kind of keep herself safe. Let Frosty be the one making the risky calls and plays, and just capitalizing on them by simply outboxing him. Especially with her having a really good rush generation with these arms as well. Just safely throwing out punch after punch, generating that rush, building up that meter, and getting so close to a KO.
Frosty finding it a lot more difficult to play aggressive with that charged Ram on the Dragon Arm, just covering a lot of ground, and Ram Rush is just amazing in general to catch out people. Frosty one hit away from a KO, and the uncharged toaster is going to land and give Era round one.
Rush will be in Frosty's advantage coming into this next round. If he can find a way to push it and make things work, it can definitely shift the tide, give him a chance to keep things swinging. Era's quickly building up another rush of her own though, and as long as she's making trades and avoiding those fiery hits, it will give her a little bit more breathing space and more time to get things rolling.
Both players rush ready to go. Frosty with that health advantage right now. Looking to pressure in Era. Not wanting to give her a chance to get that Dragon Arm, but she does.
Oh, here's
going
a nice
to go for
catch.
that rush. Catching out her dash, getting a good 375, landing her in the critical. She is going to let out a rush to that own. That Ram going to guarantee it, getting 320.
Looking to try to just suppress Frosty from here. Keep him away. Another charged Hydra will put her in a really bad position though, as now he's got a little bit of a rush advantage. If he can just keep things at tempo, he might be able to get the KO, and then he'll just be in a really strong spot. Nice
going to
setup.
get that
Oh,
disarm.
great block! And she's gonna be able to catch him out on that back dash. Frosty not able to bring out the shield in time. Will not be able to claim the point in time. And Era is going to be claiming the next point.
You screamed. I almost screamed.
We all
That
screamed
was insane.
for ice cream.
I could really go for some ice cream right now.
I have ice cream in the fridge.
Ooh.
Or freezer. Not in the fridge. It wouldn't be ice cream if it was in the fridge.
Yeah.
Alright, I think we've got the stages ready. Yeah, we got them set. You probably store your ice cream in the microwave. I mean, the microwave is designed to contain temperature. So if you've got like ice in there with the ice cream, microwave probably isn't the worst place to put your ice cream. You need another moment? Aye is cool.
Okay.
This is a great moment to remind everybody who might be here that there are a bunch of other fantastic things, events, and gaming going on in general. If you just look at that supported by, you might see some events that you might be interested in coming up as early as tomorrow. So just keep an eye out up there and you'll be nicely informed. On that note, that reminds me.
Yes, Champions of the Era, tomorrow, Sunday, as per usual, 6 p.m. EST.
Yes.
You should join. It's fun.
Might as well try to get Frosty's like forced frolic events on that AdWords thing. How am I doing? I'm tired. It was a very fun day, but I'm very tired.
Oh yeah, Forest Frolic is up in about a half an hour actually. So
Yeah.
if anyone watching is interested in competing, go sign up for that.
It would have been more fun if you joined me, Era. But I hope you had fun doing whatever you did. I mean, you did do the art. I didn't get to see what everything looked like. But yeah, it was fun. Hopefully I'll do more of them in the future. And hopefully more friends will join in the future for those future events.
Alright, we're going to DNA Lab for the first time this whole first to 10, I believe. All of these pillars going to make it a significantly different game. Those curving arms on both of them going to really be utilized. So far, Era with Rush ready to go, Frosty about halfway there, and Era leading with that health advantage. Era getting in these fire hits, not letting Frosty maneuver around, going to go for that rush, going to get caught out in 300, it's going to lead into the KO.
Nice catch.
This does give Frosty rush advantage though, it looks like he's about to have it built up. No changes from either player.
I mean, I'm not expecting to see Frosty change his load up anytime soon, and I think Era's starting to feel a little more comfortable with. Toaster Ram's definitely, like, the first time I saw her bring it out, I don't think it worked out for her, but overall, I definitely say it's her best loadout for the matchup.
Definitely, that toast to the box of that Hydra and that Ram just so devastating on Dragon Arm. Both players with Rush ready to go, and Frosty with a very, very slight health advantage, but getting in those pokes, trying to go for the grab, but is going to whiff it. They're going to be able to charge up that Dragon Arm, and it's now in critical. She is going to have to make a move, getting in that charged hit, and it's going to go for the rush, but it is going to be a safe sidestep into punish from Frosty, and that grab is just going to commit round 2 for him.
Very nice.
Going into round 3, Frosty starting off with Rush. Nice trade there. Both players going to get hit with a knockdown. Frosty looking to bring in that pressure, going to get a freeze, but isn't really going to do anything to follow it up in fear of being called out and punished. But these uncharged hits.
Ooh, this grab! Frosty's
Just
looking to get this
red.
point.
But Era gets in a grab of her own.
She's gotta
Still
keep
has
this.
that Dragon Arm.
She's gotta keep this space because this rush will kill, but it will not if the Ram takes it away from him. Era now just looking for one good hit, and then her rush will be able to do the rest of the work.
Having to play very carefully right now, trying to make her way in, going to go for the rush. It is not going to be enough to kill, but still a good 230. Trying to get a KO on Frosty, 60 hits him before he builds up rush, which he is about to have. Looking to call out his movement. Nice guard, that Coolerang would have KO'd right there. Frosty not going to take any chances, letting the rush out, and that Hydra just going to catch her out.
Yes, the match is still going on, Ronnie. Frosty still hanging on. We've got 7-6. These players looking to run this the full line at the rate things are going. Oh, let's get... At this point, you might commentate. I mean, if you're interested in picking up a commentary role, you're welcome to commentate with me or others in future ARMS events. But right now, Mario's here. Mario, say hello.
Hello.
Perfect, thank you for affirming your existence to me. Alright, it looks like Era is switching over to Twin Tail once again. We'll have to see if the Twin Tail's gonna work out, because last time Frosty was able to take this Twin Tail down pretty confidently. Did you know Bite and Bark can jump high enough that he can almost touch the birds?
Oh, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
I was bouncing around with Bite and Bark here because somebody told me that I was supposed to go double floor Bite and Bark, and while bouncing on the doggo, I saw one of the birds just flying at the top of the screen. I'm like, I could have touched you.
Yeah, the birds are really cool details. Alright, Era going in with a double stun set on Twin Tail. But Frosty so far looking to be able to play around that.
Oh, nice
Era
catch
going
with
to go
this
in for
rush.
that rush though.
She's got to be careful. Frosty usually is looking for a rush KO at this point. She's trying to bait it out with some safe poking, and she'll be able to get the KO instead.
Frosty opting to save his rush, which is going to start him off with advantage. Looks like Era is sticking with that stun set, as it has worked out for her. Frosty immediately going to get a freeze, but not going to be able to follow it up.
Ooh, nice opening here.
Ooh, going to go for a grab, but that Actress Aura going to slow it down, letting that tribal go in, do the work, call him out of it. He still has the health advantage by a fair margin, but Era has Rush ready to go. Now she's in critical, looking to find a way to move in. Frosty just playing a really aggressive game, and he is going to get called out for it, getting that grab. Era looking to not give him a lot of breathing room, trying to pressure him down into that hot pocket, but that guy's going to get him out.
He is going
and now, yeah.
We got the rush ready again from Frosty. If he throws it out, that will definitely be a pretty clean KO. But he's going to get the Cooler Rain instead. Every character except Foil dies out of bounds. What? What?
Any characters die out of bounds.
Oh! Oh! Because, yeah,
they
there's
just
no ground
fall.
for them to stand on.
Yeah.
I was like, no, they die inbounds. But that is accurate information, and this is an accurate rush.
Yeah, I always see Para using Foil for the out of bounds thing. So
yeah, because Coil works best for that stuff because she floats. She's so OP and broken that she even breaks the game's logic.
Alright. About 60 seconds left on the clock. Both players trying to build up rush. Frosty in health. Frosty in health disadvantage right now. Era looking to cement that lead, bringing him into critical. Now both of them have rush ready to go, looking for opportunities to use it. It will be a clean KO for Era if she can land that, especially with the Chakram. Ooh, but almost gets hit by that Hydra, but that actress Aura going to call him out, get that stopped.
And the Chakram carries.
The Chakram Rush, oh man.
That Chakram Rush can carry so hard sometimes. As we see, Frosty makes a really good play to evade, but just the coverage of the Chakram, Era going to be able to line it up, just stays nice and focused on her push, and it's going to be able to connect. Frosty locked into a corner is doomed to fall, and Era now 2 points away from taking this bracket. This first to 10, not a bracket. Same difference.
Kind of a bracket, I don't know, maybe, somewhat.
You can pretend every once in a while somebody's going into the comeback brackets and then coming back out, and then they're just continuing, and then the other one gets knocked out, and they come back up, and then you get a bracket reset. Are we in the bracket reset yet?
We might be in the bracket reset.
Chat,
Seems
are we in the bracket reset? I'm just gonna ask you here. Are we in the bracket reset? Yes. Your options are yes, no, maybe, and sometimes. Did we get the stages right? Yeah.
Yeah, they look right. I just checked them.
Yeah, Frosty's advert should pop up on there as well now. I didn't see it yet, but I keep getting distracted and looking away. By time it probably would show up. So, Era readying up. I think Frosty's just needing another moment to chill. Just a reminder, look at the graphics on the right. There's one advertising subscribing to me. Look at all the emotes you can get. All those can be yours if you spend way too much money on this Twitch channel. Or most of them can be yours for only $5. Depending on what the $5 is to the individual.
Alright, Era switching.
Nope.
Wait.
Nope.
Oh?
Nope. Now we do. Now we do. Ninja.
Alright. Era switching to Ninjara, which she has told me she's trying to pick him up again as a secondary counter pick.
Where is that advert? Maybe it's already loaded in so it's not seeing it. Let me just do this.
Yeah. Alright, she's going in with Scorpio Toaster. You don't see a lot of Scorpio play in the higher levels nowadays, so this could work out very good or bad for her, depending on her usage.
Indeed. Yeah, Scorpid is... It is a good arm at the end of the day, but it is a very fickle one to use well. Having some Chakram-like abilities to it, having that adorable, precious little scuttle as it goes over to nibble on your opponent's face. It's got some nice options, can do some good stuff. But it definitely just can get pretty easily outboxed. Oh, that's why it's not showing up. Now it's good.
Ooh, Frosty going to go for that rush. He is going to get called out and counter rush for the KO, 340 damage. Landing arrow round 1.
I just noticed that Kid Cobra's logo was on his hat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like if you do like a bird's eye view camera when it's just circling around and they're getting ready and it's behind Kid Cobra, it really stands out.
Oh yeah, I can see it. I've noticed that before, but I haven't really
Like fully
noticed
acknowledged it.
Yeah. Right, both players about pretty even right now. Era with health advantage, getting in those poison hits, and that damage tick. Poison could be a pretty good pick, especially for a character as mobile as Kid Cobra, that's staggering, looking to blow up some of the dashes.
Oh, that
Frosty
dodge!
going for that rush. But that dodge into KO. That Scorpio just going to cement that 280 damage. Solid counter pick with the Ninjara. Frosty probably not expecting that.
Era now setting herself up. She just needs to win one more set to claim the match and become our victor for today. Now it should pop up. I found out what the problem was.
What
Now
happens?
you got a BRB? Okay. I just forgot. It wasn't set to PNG, so it wasn't being read. But now it is a PNG. What stage were we on? DNA lab?
Yeah, you were on DNA.
Okay, now we're not. Hi, Tom. We just keep an eye on that right-hand corner. 13 minutes until the frolic. So I'll probably send the raid over to his channel if he is live. I mean, I can
He's
stall.
not streaming this week.
Oh.
He's doing it on an on-off thing, so every other week he's streaming. But I think Mungus is streaming his run. I could be wrong, though.
I didn't see it yet. Yeah, we're just gonna do things quickly. What was the hotkey that makes it go? I don't remember. No. Dana, I don't remember. There it is. There's the information right on the screen. There's a link as well on that information.
Hey, let's go.
So let me just post that in chat. I'll DM it to you, Era, just so you have it. Now you have it. Alright. Let's see. So yeah, we got one more win for Era, or 4 more for Frosty. Things are coming close. We might be seeing the end right away, or we might be here for a little while longer. Mario, what are you doing?
I'm just messing around in training mode right now.
Oh!
Or warm-up mode.
Oh yeah, there's this training. What is this loadout? This K-Era. I'm guessing you're feeding pets and friends animals. I like spamming grab in the air.
That's what I do!
You can't, because you're Spring Man. So you...
Wait, no, Oh, you mean hovering? No, I just jump up and grab.
Yeah, I don't have to jump up. I'm already in the air. So it's just a beautiful little chain of staying in the air. There we go.
Alright, here we go. Going to sparring ring, Era switching back to Min Min. In potentially match point.
Might be looking to close things out right here, right now. 9 is the score for Era. Frosty sitting at a 6. You know, it could have been the other way around, and that would have been nice.
Oh, yeah.
What's also nice is a quick opening from Frosty, burning through 50% of Era's health while we were giggling away at inappropriate jokes and bad taste of humor. Setting himself
Frosty,
up with some good control.
Frosty looking to play really aggressively, trying to box her in, but he is going to get called out, get grabbed for it. But he now has Rush ready to go. All it's going to take is one hit, and that should kill with that Rush. And now just one hit in general.
Indeed. Era doing her best to try to box things out, but she's going to end up trading just as she sets him to the sweep point. Frosty will be claiming this point. And he's looking for another to be able to shift, hopefully shift the tempo more in his favor. Now that Era starts to warm up so much more in this matchup, she stopped playing this. She's taking this more seriously now, and it's definitely making it a lot more difficult of a bout for him to keep up with.
She's looking to finish this out.
Yeah. She wants to become champion. But Frosty doesn't want her to be champion. He wants to be champion.
Frosty going for that grab, going to land it, putting Era right deep into critical. He has a significant health advantage right now. Looking to play more aggressively, Era is really going to have to do something here, but is going to get called out and grabbed.
And she will not be able to do
game.
anything there. Frosty bringing the score to 7-9. You know what stage we haven't seen? Have we seen it? What we might have seen it once. Temple Grounds.
We saw Temple once.
We've seen Temple once. How?
I have no idea. RNG can just be kind of
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Alright, we keeping things going. Frosty's still got a bit of a hill to climb. He needs 3 wins. Era's still sitting on that 1 victory. The longer this goes, the more time, the more chance Frosty has to be able to take this bracket. And it's not Temple Grounds.
It's a mausoleum. Again. RNG.
How many times have we seen Mausoleum? This and Buster Beach seem to be the more popular ones.
Yeah.
And Sparring Ring. I don't know what the exact count is, but it is indeed a number.
Frosty, like last game, looking to play a lot more aggressively, trying to not let Era have much room to breathe, or especially get that Dragon Arm. And she's trying to have to keep him away, but he is going to get that grab in.
Yeah, Era just so determined to get that Dragon Arm in that moment that he was able just to cleanly throw out a wake-up grab, quickly connected, and just kept things rolling in his favor. That said, we've got Era ready to grab KO range now for Frosty. If she just gets, she just has to get a clean rush.
I do think the Popper was maybe a good pick as a keep-away arm, for many reasons as we stated earlier. Oh, but she is going to whip that rush and get called out for it with the charged Coolerang. And get another ice grab, but is going to get...
Just barely
Frosty's going to get called out.
This will be a
but
nice
Frosty's
rush,
going to pop the rush. Yeah. Not taking any chances there.
Alright. Another point set for Frosty. Era really needs to start shifting her tempo because Frosty's, again, he's starting to catch up. It feels like Era's starting to lax out a little bit more, and he's starting to capitalize on it yet again, giving himself more room, more opportunities to catch her off guard. Again, with this wake-up grab, just going like, oh, this worked last time. Let's see if it works again. Oh, it worked again.
Getting another grab. Era about to have rush though, but gets freeze right as she gets it. Already in critical, getting pummeled by these uncharged hooks. Frosty just going to cement the win. He's not doing anything. He's not taking a chance.
He wants to take this first to 10, and even with him being just this slow turtle is still crawling, slowly walking ahead, slowly doing his best to catch up. Era's starting to get a little lax with her speed and just confidence. Might be costing her. I feel like it's a lot of like a lot of her losses have came from too the fact that she starts to get a little overconfident. She starts playing around with different loadouts, and then she quickly gets stomped down. And Frosty's like, no, 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 no. you don't play around with me. He just quickly takes these points, and she's like, oh, right, I need to be sticking with my pure guns. And then even in those cases, like, she'll go in with her guns, and they'll just not work because she keeps giving him space to warm up and get things raring.
Alright, looks like we're back on sparring ring. Era going for the twin tail. And that double stun set, which has worked out for her before.
She managed to make this work at Buster Beach. This is another aggressive stage, so this loadout arguably could work out in that case. That said, there's not as much longitude, so it's just a lot more pressuring, cornering your foe down, trying to get those grab confirms.
Era able to get in these stun hits, and that Actress Aura just doing work, slowing down those Hydra hits.
I feel like she's missed out on a lot of damage here, because I've noticed, like, she's getting a lot of good charged hits, but then she's always going for double punches instead of, like, looking for those grab confirms, those nice opportunities. It's probably one of those, like, she's a lot more used to the Ram going through things, so that's probably why she usually sticks with the Ram too, is she's so used to how that works that she's treating the Chakram like that, and it really doesn't do that arm well.
If I were her, I'd try to go for a rush confirm if she lands like a tri-bolt or something. I think that could, but she's just going to go for it anyway. Going to put Frosty in the critical, 260 damage. Not enough to KO. But she does,
like, that was another like good setup to maybe get a KO. She will get it here. We are on match point. Era just looking for one more win to be able to close things out from here. Frosty gonna be starting off. He's going in with an ice chain.
Why an ice chain? And Rush the boot, he is just going to let that go. Not going to fully connect, but he is going to get that knockdown. Era now with one ready to go of her own.
And now quickly knocked into critical. Just keeping this chase going. That could have been another grab confirm. She does get the grab moments later then.
Gets another grab. So, and I think if she gets a direct hit on this rush, they all connect. This will definitely be enough to kill. And she's just gonna let it go. And
there
that
she
is
gets
going
it.
to give her the set.
Alright, claims the match, closing things out once and for all with a score of 10-8.
Victoire.
And Era will be walking away I'd probably say just barely the winner of this first to 10 duel between her and Frosty.
Amazing stuff from both players. Very evenly matched. And it was good fun to commentate over.
Yay. That does finish us up here. At least for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. Mario, thank you for commentating with me.
Of course, anytime.
Where could people find you if they think you are cool?
Well, I do have a Twitter that I post usually clips and just random stuff on. Here, let me see if I can find the link for that. Oh wait, I almost posted it in the wrong chat. I almost DM'd it to someone. That would have been fun. There we go! Alrighty.
Yay! Go follow him! And of course,
Alright.
you can follow me on the usual places. Follow me here, Plant Scrapstar. You all know the stuff. Thank you all so much for watching. You take care, Mario. I'm going to be moving over to something different. I was planning on ending the stream here, but we've got the Forest Frolic series, and there's currently no stream running for Treebird. I figured I'd volunteer and fill the slot.
Let's go. Alright, well, best of luck. I'm going to take my leave.
Okay.
Peace out.
Ciao.